My name is NonStopAntonio, and we're going to be talking about Titans episode 12 of season 4, which is the series finale. I had some mixed opinions, but it had some great moments, and overall, this whole season had a mix of good and bad. So let's break down this episode, review it, and stay around for my overall thoughts on the season. Welcome to NonStopAntonio, where I talk about everything nerdy. I love Marvel, DC, and anime, and if you do too, I hope you enjoy this video. This episode alone had some pretty shocking moments, specifically at the start of the episode, because Trigon comes in and then immediately gets killed. Immediately. Yet again, Trigon comes in just to get slapped by another one of his children. This super strong villain once again gets his ass absolutely beaten. And it's kind of funny. Trigon coming out was a part I really enjoyed because it showed how dark Brother Blood is and how violent he can get. Pretty much everything that had to do with Brother Blood was great. That scene was so freaking dark. Rip out his heart, then drink the blood. That was a pretty messed up moment, but it was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That was a cool, badass moment. Some of the episode was a little bit mixed, mostly with how the characters were acting. Just like how okay Nightwing was with going to the dark side when he was talking to Connor near the end, and also how Starfire was so willing to kill Sebastian, and the Titans not stopping her. Like Dick says there's another way, but they never really stopped her and never really shied away from just letting him die. Except it was cool to see Nightwing and Robin team up, having a cool duo moment, which gets me really excited for the DCEU and Batman the Brave and the Bold, because in that movie, we're gonna have Damian and Batman already together, which means we're most likely already gonna have a Nightwing, a Red Hood, and a Robin, Tim Drake, running around this universe. It was great to see Crypto again, but I wish they used him a little bit more. I wish they used him more overall in the season, because they kind of just had him there, forgot about him, then brought him back. But the biggest disappointment from this episode was the fact that Beast Boy didn't transform into anything other than a tiger. Like, he did have octopus arm at one point, but that's not the same. They literally teased a Velociraptor in episode 1 and then didn't do it. After Beast Boy going into the red, I was really hoping for some other animal we haven't seen before, giving us something new, something different, but they didn't do it. They really just did not want to transform Beast Boy 90% of this fucking show, and it was really annoying. I love Ryan Potter as Beast Boy, but I hate that they didn't transform him into more animals. Nonetheless, it wasn't all bad. I do really like the actors who portray all these characters. It's just a disappointment in the end, because I feel like Titan could have been so much better, but the writing was shoddy a lot of the times. And like I've said all the time, I have a love-hate relationship with this show. But enough about that. Let's jump into the episode and just talk about the specific parts as we go through it. We get to see everyone's reactions to Connor's death, where Gar seemed to be the only one really affected by it, but I guess that Dick was more planning so he could still survive because he's a Kryptonian and he wasn't losing hope just yet. Which is where we see Dick bring out some red kryptonite and inject it into Connor because it has an effect on Kryptonians, because they have it for Kal-El just in case something bad happens, just like this. And red kryptonite in the comics is a very interesting kryptonite because it has a weird effect on Kryptonians. And usually it's really unpredictable about what happens. Some examples with Superman that happened way back when: he transformed into a dragon, became evil, was a non-powered giant, a dwarf, and an ant-headed humanoid. There's a lot more weird shit that's happened to him with red kryptonite, so I thought something weird was gonna happen in the end, because after reading that, I'm like, oh, so maybe Connor will have some new power or something along those lines. But then nothing happened. He just woke up and came to help in the fight. But you know, the Titans suiting up to go against Brother Blood was awesome. I just love all the suit designs. That's like one thing in the show, is that they were so on point with all the suit designs. They all look amazing, and I love what they did with them. And Tim's suit in the light was so freaking nice. I wish we got more of it this season rather than the last 2 episodes. But this all led into some pretty dark moments where Brother Blood goes to Star Labs and just kills everyone. Like, that was dark. He's just standing there and they all drop dead around him. I'm like, holy shit. Brother Blood is powerful, easily one of the highlights of the entire season. The actor did an amazing job. But with that, why the hell does Star Labs have a freaking black hole that can transport anything or anyone to any part of the universe? That seems like literally calling the bad guys and being like, hey, you want to destroy the planet? Oh, you want to go after this people? Here's a black hole. Come and hack it, or come and take it away from us. So I'm just saying, not the smartest thing to have, especially in a lab that's supposed to be secure and it easily gets broken into by magic. But at least with Project Icarus, it kind of set up what happened in the previous episodes with Starfire seeing this vision. I thought that vision with her going to Project Starfire, but it's not. It's actually the Icarus Gate. And her whole vision was just to warn her that Sebastian was going to control her, to use her to activate the machine so that he can transport Earth to Tamaran and kill both planets, which is so freaking dark. And the dude thinks he's a god, so he's not going to die from it, which I wonder if he actually would or not. I mean, they ended up killing him anyways in the end. I kind of wonder if he would have survived the planet's destruction. Seeing Nightwing do some hand-to-hand combat against the metahuman squad was pretty freaking awesome. I love Nightwing's hand-to-hand combat. It's always awesome to see his moves and using his sticks. When Nightwing started going against Brother Blood, though, like, I was like, we got this regular human going against this magic dude, just just beating him up. I mean, Nightwing was still getting his ass kicked, even if he was holding his own a little bit, but it is exactly what Nightwing would do, because Nightwing and Batman go against people with powers on the regular basis, because it also led into a Tim Drake and a Dick Grayson team up where they were just going after one another, which was like, I want more Robin and Nightwing team up. It was awesome. And now that the show is over, I'm like, god damn it, I would have loved to see more of that, and I wish we got more of it earlier. Also, Connor coming in for the backup was awesome, just punching Sebastian into the machine, electrifying him. And then when Nightwing said he wanted to send Brother Blood into the other side of the universe, I thought he wanted to kill him. I'm like, dude, Nightwing, you're gonna kill this dude? But he just wanted to get rid of him because Corey was like, well, what happens if he comes back? And Nightwing's like, well, we'll deal with him, which is typical superhero thing. Let's get rid of the problem and just hope he doesn't come back anytime soon. But at the same time, I'm still not a fan of Starfire so determined to kill Sebastian Blood, because the Titans don't kill, and I just don't like how no one tried to stop her. There wasn't a big like tussle like, hey, we don't kill. They killed him and everything was okay afterward because they thought Starfire died. She comes back looking like she has orange flames once again, but I don't know if that was just her lowering herself down or if that was her coming back into the atmosphere with like the fire, like, you know, when a rocket comes down, something like that. And it feels like this episode, even though it was an hour long, it felt really short because a lot of this stuff was like played out scenes of the Titans coming up with a plan and then going into it and then just leaving off at the ending with a happy ending with all the characters. Because Beast Boy is now going to go into the red, the Titans are splitting up, Raven's going to go to college, and I'm hoping with all this too, Rachel's going to mature a little more, she's going to kind of do her own thing, maybe meet some more magic people. Beast Boy's going to go into the red, he's hopefully can turn into more animals. Like if the show was to go on, I would love to see him turn into more things and not a tiger, a gorilla. I think that was an eagle or a hawk he turned into in another episode, a snake. They literally teased a velociraptor and we didn't get it, and I'm still so mad about that. I won't be mad about that until the day that I die. I'm hoping when we do get Beast Boy in the DCU, he transforms into some of the weirdest shit, and I would love to see it. Tim is going to be Robin in Metropolis because of Bernard and also Gotham. Not a fan of him going to Metropolis as Robin. Like, no, he should stay in Gotham if he's going to be doing that. I just don't like what they're doing there, but also the show's over, so it doesn't matter. Connor finally meeting Superman was pretty cool, but we only saw the boots, which was a big disappointment. Like, seriously, they couldn't get one actor to play Superman really quickly. Have Brandon Routh play him. Just a quick cameo. Even have Tyler come in and play him. I mean, it's not connected to Superman and Lois at all, but it would make cool, like, little, you know, oh, and on this Earth, she looks the same kind of thing. And then Connor also learns how to fly, which was cool. I like that little ending. Connor's learning how to fly. He gets to meet his other dad. I just wish we got to see him actually interact in the episode rather than it just being, like, a cool little scene at the end. And then Dick and Corey get to live happily ever after. If they were to continue this series for whatever reason, we would definitely be getting a new team. I think Nightwing and Corey would still be on it, and I would hope that we would eventually see Wally West, Roy Harper, and other characters like that because they did tease them and then we never got them. So let's talk about my overall season thoughts now, and tell me if you agree or what your thoughts were in the comments down below. Like I've been saying throughout this whole video, there were definitely story choices I wasn't a big fan of, like all the willingness to kill Sebastian. I wish they found another way to do it. Focusing on Tim and Bernard, I don't not hate the relationship, like going and showing that diversity is great. However, I feel like they should have built Tim up as a character a little bit more before throwing him into a relationship and building that. Like if the show was going to season 5, I would love for this season just to focus on Tim. Then season 5, he meets Bernard and they kind of have a relationship. That starts to happen rather than as soon as we really get Tim and him with the Titans, boom, he's in a relationship. Like, I didn't like that part. I said this earlier, I'm gonna say it again, we should have got more Crypto. It would have been cool if the final episode had more Titans show up to help. Deathstroke actually being dead was a huge disappointment because I was kind of hoping that he didn't actually die and he went to prison and recovered because, again, Titans gotta stop killing so many freaking villains. They're Titans, they shouldn't be killing them. Each episode did have its own cool moment, with the multiverse one being the best episode just because it developed Gar as a character, it showed where he's going, and it gave us the multiverse in a really cool way. But the mid-season final was also really cool, having Gar turn into a gorilla finally, having Raven use her powers. Like, all that stuff was awesome, but some of the episodes in between were like, they're okay. They're good moments, but not always the best. And I've said this 3 times already, but Gar needed to turn into more freaking animals, and especially the Velociraptor after freaking teasing it. Sebastian, Brother Blood, was the highlight of the season. The actor did such a great job coming from nothing and becoming this really evil threat that was actually a tough villain to go against. Connor's story was also really interesting. I wasn't a huge fan of it at first with him becoming more Lex Luthor, becoming evil, but I like how the actor portrayed it and how smart and calculating he was, showing his Lex side while he was trying to do stuff a different way from what Superman normally wouldn't do and taking on his evil side. And then in the end, coming back to being the good guy and saving the day. I think the actor really won me over, and that's why I liked the story a little bit more than I originally did at the start. But yeah, those are some of my thoughts of the season. I'm sure more of them are going to come through my head after I film this video and a bunch of other shit goes down. So let me know, what did you think of this season and this episode? Do you think it's ended off on like a strong note, or do you think it could have been a little bit better? What did you wish they put in the final episode? I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to see my other breakdowns after this one's over, I'm still covering The Flash, Superman and Lois, and Doom Patrol should be showing up within hopefully the next couple months. Titans was an interesting time. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.